Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to crush, humiliate, and totally destroy your competition in your fantasy football draft. It's incredibly simple, so let me just break it down for you. Ultimate Draft Kit. The Ultimate Draft Kit for the fantasy footballers is hands down the best fantasy tool in existence. I mean, come on. It's got sleepers, it's got busts, injury updates, full projections. This thing's even got full dynasty rankings. Don't overthink this. It's the only wingman you'll need this year. Head over to ultimatedraftkit.com and grab your copy right away.
Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in.
It's Trey Lance time! Yes, you cannot stop me no matter who you are!
We got an It's Trey Lance time.
Oh my gosh, we can't get
Yes, we can.
hardly anything we're looking for in those moments. Mike, he keeps them, he hoards them. He never gives us what we want, and then
He knows his
and then you
time
hit us
is-
with a Trey Lance.
He knows his time for Trey Lance time is as close to being done as anything could ever be, and because
The people love it.
Trey Lance is going to start the Hall of Fame game
Yeah, that's all you
today.
need. That's what you need to know.
Football tonight, and
And what a great honor to start the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, I mean, you know
the best
you're-
of the best.
When a quarterback is starting the Hall of Fame game in his fifth year, sixth year,
it's
know
pretty
the,
impressive.
the trajectory's in a real good
Brooks would like
position here.
Brooks would like us to remind the
yes.
community. This is Trey Lance of the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes.
In case you were
Quarterback,
unaware.
former number 3 pick in the draft that was going to be the future for the 49ers. Yeah, but there
Very
is
much the
football
past.
tonight.
Yeah.
There is football tonight, and for the first time, at least as long as I can remember, I don't remember usually past a few years, just in my life. And maybe the Hall of Fame game used to have football being played, but I don't even usually watch it. It's just the most garbage of football, and there's actually reasons. I'm gonna turn it on.
Yes.
Omari and Hampton,
Trey
Harris.
They're supposed to play. We don't know how long it'll be. It's not been a long time for names that matter, but that's interesting. And why not Trey Lance? Why not?
Exactly.
Just
give us the
swan
circus
song. Yeah, let's do it.
He's trying to show that he can be the backup.
Yeah,
to the backup.
But he's
Well,
competing.
currently
with,
is the backup to the backup.
Well, isn't he competing with?
He is competing
Heineke?
with Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, I don't know if Lance can win that one.
Heineke's pretty good.
We've got a mock draft episode today, a live mock draft here on the show. The three of us, a full PPR mock draft with 3 wide receivers, and we've got the crew, the fantasy footballers staff participating live with us in the mock draft. Very excited about that. Mentioned it on our last episode, which, by the way, this is the last show before we're into the August and then 5 days a week. So we'll have a show tomorrow
That is right.
because it's August 1st and we are Men of Honor. And we have shows every day of the week in August all the way through the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you have no more weekdays left without a show unless it's a holiday.
That's right. That's right. So we have a show tomorrow, and then we're into 5 days a week. Starting next week, we'll be with you. There's so much to talk about. Some of the big fan favorite episodes are on the horizon for the month of August. We'll have a handful of more mock drafts during the month, but we'll have Ice and Fire. We'll have My Guys. We'll have Bold Predictions. We'll have all of our sleepers, breakouts, busts, and values episodes. We will have all the breaking news from training camp and preseason. We will have updated rankings in the Ultimate Draft Kit happening on a pretty much daily basis. I know Mike did a huge tweak and audit of his rankings this morning, and things are changing. I'm really excited about today's mock draft just because the landscape, you're starting to see a little bit more about how things are going to lay out for different teams. You've got some training camp, you've got some hype and excitement, and we're going to see how that, we're into kind of what's going on. But I'm curious where the rest of our staff is going to draft. Like, what kind of training camp excitement proliferates to average draft position today? Players that there's more excitement about.
Guess
So
we'll find out.
that'll be fun. The Ultimate Draft Kit, I mentioned it on the last episode. The Value Scout tool will debut very, very soon. That is going out not just for UDK Plus, that's in the regular UDK. That's just a new feature. It's going to give you the ability to basically look at, compare what we view the true value of a player as versus a different platform like Sleeper, Yahoo, ESPN, wherever you're playing. And so that you can find the disparity between where we view a player's true value in terms of average draft position is compared to the platform. So you can find players you should pass on, players you should take a round ahead of their ADP potentially, but you'll know what your league mates are doing.
Yeah, it lets you take advantage of the fools that don't have the UDK because, this is it happens to all of us. It happens to we do this for a living for over a decade. And man, when I look at the platform ADP and I see who's up next, I'm like, oh, shoot. So it's really nice to have that tool to be able to see what the real value should be compared to specific platforms.
So you can learn about that tool and everything else that's in the Ultimate Draft Kit to help you dominate on draft day at ultimatedraftkit.com. You can follow us. It's a good time to be following us on social media, on Instagram. That's instagram.com/fantasyfootballers. Follow us on there. On X at the FF Ballers. We've got the Discord community, 50,000 strong over at ballersdiscord.com. That's completely free to become a member and be a part of the community, bounce questions off one another, trade questions, things like that. And then you can watch the show on YouTube, youtube.com/thefantasyfootballers. Mike will be handling the Sunday live duties most weeks this year.
Mm-hmm.
So subscribe, click the bell over there, and then follow us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening to podcasts. Leave us a review if you've got a couple extra seconds. That is very much appreciated as we get into the prime season.
Oh,
it's prime season.
it's go time.
Let's talk some news.
News and notes from around the league.
We still have no timeline for Najee Harris to return to practice, so we're just monitoring that. Jim Harbaugh said Ladd McConkey is working through something minor, better than major.
Mm-hmm.
We did get news that Isaiah Likely has a foot injury that turned into a small fracture in the foot. Ian Rappaport reporting the recovery is maybe around the 6-week mark. Jeremy Fowler thinks he could return in time for week 1. I did make some small adjustments to what I think the total targets are for him and Mark Andrews.
Yeah, you would expect him to get off to a slower start and Andrews to hopefully not have the same start that he had last season.
He definitely will not.
I mean,
if Likely is not on the field.
Right. Last year, Likely seemed like the problem. Week 1, Likely came out and was dominant. That's not going to happen on a broken foot just getting back from surgery.
Yeah, and it's worth reminding people it's a career it's a contract year for Isaiah Likely.
There was some whispers of him getting an extension. Just to remind people, so last year Isaiah Likely missed week 10 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Guess who was the tight end 2 that week? That's Mark Andrews, went 6 for 68 with a touchdown.
All right, other news, we have Zay Flowers dealing with a minor injury, but there are certain players that when they are hurt at the end of last year, you hate hearing anything about injuries this offseason, which, Mixon and Flowers and players like that, it's annoying, but it doesn't seem like a major injury yet, but we don't know. They said a few days. Malik Neighbors left with a shoulder injury, but is not considered a serious injury. Xavier Worthy, the next of the Chiefs wide receivers dealing with something. We had Hollywood Brown go down. Now Xavier Worthy, concussion protocol. Justin Jefferson, we said hamstring tweak. No worry about him being available for week 1, according to Kevin O'Connell.
It's a good source.
The full quote, though, it's worth reading. I have zero worry about the opener, but there's a lot of time between now and then.
Oh,
what it looks
that's
like,
not as good.
We're going to be smart, but at the same time, he wants to get back out there. He doesn't want to stay wearing what I wear to practice much longer. The problem is
jumping back over the fence.
I mean, we were here with Jefferson. He hadn't really dealt with any sort of soft tissue issues, and then we got, he's missed some time with those in recent years. It's a frustrating thing. They certainly want to make sure he's good to go. Are you worried at all?
You
Does
know,
it change anything for you? Is that a CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson?
I was already CeeDee Lamb over Justin Jefferson personally, so that doesn't really change it for me.
You're the meat man. You would know more about these soft tissue issues.
I know a lot about the meat. Yeah, I mean, this is something to continue to monitor, and it does scare me whenever the phrase is he should be good to go for the opener. Like, that's a completely arbitrary date.
Good to go next week.
Right. So, yeah, you want to see him fully practicing beforehand. You know, Christian McCaffrey was good to go for the opener the entire offseason, the entire training camp. He'll be fine. And then he wasn't. So you pay attention.
You know who'll be fine? Josh Jacobs, because Marshawn Lloyd now dealing with another injury, this time the groin. But don't worry, he's also dealt with appendicitis, an ankle sprain, a hamstring strain, a hip injury, and now a groin injury since entering the NFL. Are we ever going to get to see the player play football?
Kendre Miller and Marshawn Lloyd are cousins, man.
Dude, their bodies hate them.
They're like, I'm a good running back with decent draft capital who will never play in the NFL.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get to see him someday. Michael Pittman also dealing with the groin injury.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith didn't practice, back tightness, and then I don't know if this is big news or not.
I think it's at least worth mentioning. You talking about the Bengals?
Yeah, Zach Moss has been released by the Bengals. They had him on season-ending IR last year, serious neck injury. I
think the reason that he's saying it's not serious news is because both you and me, Mike, we went to update our rankings, and we saw that we did not have Zach Moss
the thing
statted
is,
out.
It's just for everyone of like, so Samaje Perine is there. He's the veteran, but they do have rookie Taj Brooks that like he has his supporters on social media. Taj Brooks, another day 3 running back, but like Zach Moss wasn't really factoring into my process with Chase Brown of being worried about him. But yeah, I feel
you're saying it's just more confidence. They don't need another player because they've got a superstar.
Right.
Taj Brooks was in the 86th percentile for quickness. He had a huge workload.
Oh, he was a production monster.
Texas Tech, 286 carries for over 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns in his final season there. So they must feel confident with the combination of Perine and Taj Brooks back behind Chase Brown, who's just lined up to do what they're expecting him to do. And I think that's it by way of news, unless something else is broken. Anything else? We good?
I'll let you know if I see anything.
Okay, we're going to jump right in because we got a big-time mock draft on the table.
The Fantasy Footballers Mock Draft.
Well, we're going to jump right in right now. 12-team full PPR. We're going to start 3 wideouts. So the roster is a quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 4 bench spots. Draft spots were randomly chosen, and Jason ended up at 5, Mike at 6. I'm at 7.
That's fun.
So back to back to back.
So
Mike's getting in both directions.
It's a baller's sandwich.
Yeah. Yep, Mike, and you're in the middle. Lucky guy. All right, first off the board, Betsy is drafting first in this draft. Jamar Chase, no surprise. There again, full PPR, 3 wide. CeeDee Lamb goes next, Jefferson at 103, and then Puka Nacua goes at 104.
Interesting.
I knew we would be right here staring down top-tier running backs in a full PPR, 3 wide. They're going to drop a little bit, and suddenly, Jason, you're on the clock with your pick of running backs.
Yeah, I'm currently thrilled. I did not I mean, if I had the 102, I'd be taking this player. I did not expect him to fall to me here at the 105. I presumed I'm taking CeeDee Lamb. That was the pick that I was prepared to take at the 5 spot. But I'm going to take my number 1 running back, the guy who can't get injured this year.
Sure.
Young sensation superstar Bijan Robinson.
It's the Bijan Minute, yeah.
We've had so many discussions about CMC, and Mike has been at the forefront of CMC 101 train, and if you didn't see it,
this train is getting heavier,
if you didn't see it, Kyle Juszczyk, incredible all-pro fullback of the 49ers, friend of the show, I mean, he put out a slow-motion video of Christian McCaffrey and tagged Mike on the video because Mike is
said nothing else It's just
It
a
just says-
tag of my handle with a glorious Christian McCaffrey highlight.
And
Highlight.
What's funny about it, though, is that like we've said all the things we need to say at this point. Mike is firmly with CMC at 101. Now you're on the clock right here, and we can talk about who you're looking at. Maybe it's CMC. But what's funny to me is that like all these things I'm getting tagged on with CMC are like highlights of him, as though like I don't know he's good at football. Like this is the best offensive player in football, and nobody questions it. It's just the he's played he's been the best player for your team for 2 years. 3 years he's ruined your season. I've had the argument of like, especially with Bijan Robinson, it's like I cannot see myself not taking Bijan Robinson over CMC because this is prime time for a running back at his age, and I don't need to deal with it's not a coin flip, right? There's more likely that McCaffrey's healthy than unhealthy. I don't look at it as a 50-50 shot. Some people out there do. But it's still a risk aversion thing where it's like if Bijan didn't exist, maybe we could have a different discussion. But Mike, I say all that to try to bait you into Christian McCaffrey.
I will be taking Christian McCaffrey. Like at this spot, if I were in Jason's,
I'm shocked.
if I were in Jason's spot, I have McCaffrey number one, but it's tough to be like, okay, I'm going to take that guy over Bijan and have that like it feeling safer. No running back is safe, but yeah, I am going to take McCaffrey. And just since Juice put that tweet out, I will say my Twitter feed is nothing but Christian McCaffrey's rising in my rankings. Oh,
Yeah,
get
it
on
really
board.
sucks.
I'm like, hey, that's why I said my train's getting heavier, but it's all right.
We loved them in the second
People
round.
are welcome.
Also, I do feel the need for probably a month to continue to let people know that Bijan Robinson came out and said that his name is Bijan. because if I'm listening to us for the first time and I haven't heard that, I'm like, these guys are idiots.
Yeah.
Are they talking about
It's
they
a
said
struggle.
Bijan?
Here's my policy on that. He came out and said that. What year is this for Bijan?
For Bijan?
3.
Okay, so year 3. How many years of college did he play?
3?
Okay. That's a 6-year run of every soul, including all his best friends in the entire NFL, including Saquon Barkley, who just came out and said, who's the best runners in the game? Oh, it's Bijan. Bijan. He didn't correct any of them.
Well, he just did.
I'm not going to correct Saquon Barkley.
He didn't bring it up. They brought it up.
because he's mild-mannered
He's
about
a nice guy.
Oh my gosh. You
But that's-
guys.
I'm going to try my best.
Yeah.
for-
Well, look, I did try. I got it
Pajamas.
right about 2/3 of the time. That's
Yeah.
about what I'm going to aim for.
That's not too bad for you.
He's off the clock, or he's off the board here. I had this similar draft spot in a PPR draft earlier where we didn't have to start 3 wide. I am going to go with Amon-Ra. In a full PPR with 3 wide receivers starting, I feel like that is as safe of a selection, a top 3 wide receiver 2 consecutive years, and more flexibility where I don't feel backed into different positions further down the line. So I'm sticking with wide receiver here. I didn't like how it was when I went running back in the last one, and I didn't have to start a 3rd wide in that one. So Jason went with
I don't blame you on that one. Like for me, anyways. Talking
it was him or like probably neighbors.
Like Robinson and McCaffrey. They're in there for me. I'm for sure taking them over St. Brown. Gibbs that's where it becomes a real question mark. Of the reports out of camp are, like, if you are on Team Gibbs, you would be getting hot and bothered when they're talking about Gibbs is starting. Like when the offense is coming out and they're starting drives, right now they're going with Gibbs. And if you watched Lions football last year, that was essentially never. It was always David Montgomery. So if they are actually moving Gibbs up, that he gets first quarter snaps now.
Well, if you look at the aforementioned Saquon Barkley naming it the top running backs in the league, he omitted himself from the list. Gibbs was one of his top 3 in the league. I think everybody in the NFL understands how talented he is, and if he had, the opportunities that a true workhorse would have, he would put up probably the number 1 overall numbers. I mean, if Montgomery vanished because he went on an amazing vacation with his family, is Gibbs – he's in 101 contention.
Yes.
For sure.
I mean,
I
yes, he
would
be.
personally still take Bijan over him, but he would be in that tier. Absolutely.
Incredible discipline there. Gibbs goes after my pick of Amon-Ra. Barkley and Genty go next. Neighbors and Nico at the 11 and 12 spot Those guys get to pair them with Brian Thomas Jr. and Drake London. In a full PPR, 3 wide, Neighbors in London, Nico and Brian Thomas. That's really nice.
Yep, that feels good.
A.J. Brown goes next, 3rd pick of the 2nd round. Achane off the board at 204.
Whoa, the Borgogan is going high T
Yeah,
in
Saquon
the face of the 3
and
wide.
Achane.
That'll be fascinating to watch.
And then Ladd McConkey goes at 205. I am back on the clock. Amon-Ra was the first pick. I've talked about the fact that I'm rising on JSN. Again, I think he is an incredible full PPR target. He's on the board here. So is Derrick Henry, right? These are the leagues where Derrick Henry is going to fall way down the board and maybe a little bit too far.
Full PPR, Derrick Henry always takes a hit. He doesn't catch many passes, but he's obviously very talented.
I think this is where the slide stops for him, though. I'm going to go ahead and take Derrick Henry.
Darn it.
Oh, you were going to go high T?
Yeah, well, of course. If Derrick Henry should not be here. He always goes way too low in PPR leagues as if when he
Like the
scores
points
22
don't
Doesn't
count?
catch passes though, Jay.
Yeah, he only gets 2,000 rushing yards and 22 rushing touchdowns, but he didn't catch many passes. Oh, but when he did catch a pass, he took it to the house.
Scored, yeah.
Like it's silliness to me.
Yeah, and it's just
Oh, Derek.
it's just what happened. So, Mike, you're back on the clock. CMC was the 1st round pick. We'll see what you two. I'm curious how you guys feel about things over the next couple rounds because, like I said, last time we did a full PPR, I took a running back in the 1st round. I don't think I liked it that much, but it really just depends on who's there when you're on the clock. Mike, what are the considerations right now? You've got Jacobs and Bucky at running back.
I'm not looking at running back at all. I'm looking at the wide receiver position. ADP-wise, we're talking JSN, Tyreek, Meat Higgins, and Garrett Wilson. The way that my rankings and my projections have it out because of the PPR, Garrett Wilson and T. Higgins are the guys I would be looking at. I think I have T just slightly ahead, but I mean it's 11 to 12 in those rankings. So it's just kind of how are you feeling that morning? And I'm gonna try it with Garrett Wilson here, of hoping that the pass volume is at least high enough and the target share is high enough for Garrett Wilson. And then look, you if you've been with the pod, you know that I have supported T. Higgins through thick and thin, and it has mostly been thin. Or would it be thick?
No, that'd
I
be
think it would be
that'd be
thin.
thin.
I
Thick,
believe so. Yeah.
thick and thin. Thin's the bad one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, for sure. When you're talking about Meat Higgins,
times are thin.
you
Like
want-
that means you don't got a lot of money.
But it's like
All right, I'm gonna take T. Higgins here. Nice. I will take T. Meat Higgins.
See, that's an interesting one overall because you don't have a wide out yet in a full PPR. So he's your wide receiver 1.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough when the wide receivers go early. Obviously, I would, I expected to get CeeDee Lamb in the beginning. I was blessed by getting Bijan. But sometimes in those full PPR leagues, you do look at where the wide receivers go early and you go, man, I wish I had a first-round wide receiver, one of those Studley Studdos.
Do you know what the career high total receptions are for T. Higgins in a season? Because I thought that would be an interesting thing to look up.
That is
so I did.
I don't know. But tell me per game because
Nope.
that'll be,
I'm not
that'll be
gonna do
much
that.
better.
What's his career high in a season? Mike, do you have a guess?
of receptions.
Yeah, total receptions.
I'm gonna go mid-60s.
I was going to go mid-80s.
Well, just split the difference. 74.
Okay.
74 is the high. So T. Higgins off the board to Jason in round 2. Tyreek goes next. JSN at 210. And then a couple of tight ends off the board. I wondered when they'd go. Bowers and McBride at 211 and 212. Again, 12-team league, snake draft, circling around to the 3rd round. Betsy goes with Chase Brown, first pick of the 3rd. Jacobs off the board. Papa Josh breaking hearts. Well, mine at least. Marvin Harrison off the board at 303. Jefferson, JSN, and Marvin in a 3-wide. No running backs off the board for his team, but man, that's really nice to start your
It certainly is.
your full PPR team. Bucky goes off the board at 304. I feel like Bucky also has fallen in full PPR leagues at times for whatever reason. And then, Jason, you're back on the clock. You've got Bijan Robinson and Meat Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your 3rd pick with a strange name?
There are a lot of players here that I like. I really like at running back Jonathan Taylor and Kyron Williams. I think they are extreme values in the third round. They are worthy of, at the end of the year, they could be seen as first-round picks that you're getting in the third round. I also think, while the ADP of George Kittle is later, taking him here is also valuable. However, with how this has been going, I'm going to take a guy who is actually 12 in my rankings. I'm going to take my wide receiver 11 and my wide receiver 12. That was T. Higgins, followed by, surprisingly, Mike Evans.
Okay.
Mike Evans off the board. Mike, you have two of your guys for sure with Christian McCaffrey and Garrett Wilson. I'll give you a moment to think. We'll take a break and come back with the rest of the third round. All righty, we are into the third round. 12-team, 3 wide, full PPR mock draft. Jason, Mike, and myself drafting back-to-back in the middle of this thing. We are on the way back through. Mike, you have McCaffrey and Garrett Wilson. Jason's team is Robinson, Higgins, Evans, and I've got Amon-Ra and Henry so far. I'm up after you.
All right, I am on the clock, and I still have a couple of my top 20 wide receivers available. So to be able to start with McCaffrey and still get a guy who is in my top 12 and then another guy in my top 20, I feel pretty good about it. I'm going to put these star-crossed teammates who are no longer teammates, but now they are teammates yet again. I'm going to put Devontae Adams on my roster with Garrett Wilson.
Well, that'll make it easy for me. I am taking Jonathan Taylor at the value at 307 to go with Derrick Henry. I mean,
didn't you say you didn't like that you took a running back in the first in one of these before?
That is true.
And now you have 2 running backs.
Yeah, but I got Amon-Ra
okay.
in the first.
All
so
right.
I feel like I have my hero wide receiver situation going on. And at this point in the draft, the biggest names in ADP right now at wide receiver. I have guys I like that are much lower in ADP, but Terry McLaurin, he's not in camp. Regression candidate.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice. I'm not taking Rashee Rice right here.
No.
We don't know what this suspension is going to look like. Metcalf on a new team. I like it. I think it'll go well. But you are lowering to another tier here at wide receiver where Jonathan Taylor is a first-round caliber running back. I'm going to take the value there the way I did with Henry. After Taylor, Kyron off the board, then Kittle finally goes. He was a thought. Kittle was definitely a thought. DJ Moore, Alvin Kamara, and Amari Hampton round out the third round. Chuba Hubbard at 401. Cortland Sutton, flush with cash at the 402. And here we go. We got some quarterbacks off the board finally. Josh Allen at 403. DK Metcalf at 404. Lamar Jackson off the board at 405. I am back on the clock at wide receiver. Everybody I just said that was there is still there. None of them really went. Just Metcalf off the board of that list of guys. I could go with somebody I've drafted often in Jamison Williams, somebody I believe has breakout potential. Got some of the rookies coming up in ADP, Tet McMillan, Travis Hunter. But I still am – it's tough. I see a lot of value here. Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts are sitting there. It's a long wait for me. I'm going to see what my team feels like going with Jaden Daniels. I haven't taken him in any mock.
Interesting.
But I'm going to take him here, and Jason is not happy.
So I have not taken him anywhere, and I was going to
Certainly not here.
I was going to take him here to see how I feel
him.
about my team taking an early Jaden Daniels. How funny.
Well, sorry. You can take somebody else, though. Mike, you're on the clock. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, your last 2 picks, McCaffrey in the first.
We're going to keep piling up the olds, I guess. I will I know he's on PUP, wink, wink right now and needs money, but
I thought you meant that was Joe Mixon when you said on PUP and needs money.
Oh, no.
Taking Terry McLaurin.
No, Terry McLaurin, who is he's my wide receiver 20. So out of the 6th spot to get McCaffrey and then 3 top 20 wide receivers, I am enthusiastic about this build so far.
All right, Jason, you're back on the clock. Jaden Daniels will not be available, but you have some other choices you can make here. Jalen Hurts, who you love. If you wanted to go quarterback.
There is a wide receiver that I like and a running back that I like that I think both can come to me at the next round. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and take I love getting that third or fourth quarterback because to me, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, those guys are difference makers in fantasy. I don't want to be the guy that starts the run, and take Lamar Jackson first. But I love being the one that finishes that run and get the best value on one of those superstar quarterbacks.
So you
I'll
did
take
go
Jalen
with Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts. Okay, George.
Oh, and then George Pickens goes the next back.
Yeah, George is. Was that the name you thought would get
that
back
was
to you?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
silly.
lower. He was lower in ADP.
Oh,
and-
you
No.
fell victim to the. You just told everyone don't fall victim to the ADP.
that's fine. I'm just saying. Well, yeah, I told them to not.
You're like, don't
play
step
by
in
that
this
rule,
trap.
and he didn't.
Which one?
He's a good
This
listener.
trap.
He's a good listener.
I
But,
think
I
Jake,
love George
in
Pickens.
these mocks, Jake lives to take the picks that we care about, anyways.
Well, he knows it's a good pick then.
Yeah,
If we,
that's right. All right, Papa Josh, who had Jefferson, JSN, and Harrison. The triple wideouts goes James Cook in the fourth round. I think that's fine value for James Cook. Jameson Williams off the board. Not surprised. Not surprised. Ken Walker off the board to finish the round. I mean, these guys live for nothing other than
that's
to
all
disrupt the next round for us.
Stupid Jake. I had one running back, one wide receiver that I thought might come back to me in the next round. Those picks were George Pickens and James Conner, both of which stupid baby Jake took.
So, yeah,
Joe
spoiler
Mixon's there.
alert, Tet McMillan, Devontae Smith. I would have loved either of those. Breece Hall, James Conner go next. Jason back on the clock. The picks he hoped were there are gone. I'm talking a lot, kind of introducing you with an opportunity to pick here.
Thank you.
To give you a moment to settle down.
Yeah, I'm going to take a risky pick right now. I think we'll have more clarity coming closer to the season. Joe Mixon here in the middle of the fifth round. If he's healthy and he's out there for week one, obviously he is an extreme value in the fifth round. If this was a real draft and I was drafting today, I would probably be a little bit too scared. But he's going to make my team look real nice on a mock.
Brutal honesty from
And the
Jason.
truth shall set you free.
See, the thing is, I actually don't think people look at Mixon very fondly. I think there's almost no player that people are more negative about this offseason than Joe Mixon.
yes.
So maybe that'll backfire.
Feels Mike.
Mike has one running back who didn't play much last year, and then he's got Garrett Wells and Devontae Adams and Terry McLaurin.
We play to win.
But he is back on the clock. Mike, you are up.
The way that turn went for me was very unexpected. I knew George Pickens wouldn't make it past Jason, but then the fact that, and I guess looking at team one and team two, they took a tight end in the second round. That's where McBride and Bowers went. So I guess it's not as surprising they didn't go with another onesie position. But Joe Burrow made it back to me, and Jason, you talk about completing the quarterback run.
Yeah.
Like Joe Burrow, that was not in my plan at all, but just a delightful surprise. I opened the candy bar, and
You got a golden ticket?
the golden ticket was in there.
I was actually
I'm not going
surprised.
to throw it away.
I wasn't sure if Jason would go Burrow over Hurts just for the stack with Higgins or not. But Burrow off the board to Mike there. I'm going to go with a player that I think is going to be extremely productive all season long, even when and if Rashee Rice gets back at some point. But I'm going to take Xavier Worthy here in the fifth round. The kind of like certifiable one right now in Kansas City, who was extremely productive at the end of the year, who shouldn't have Rashee Rice next to him, who probably doesn't have Hollywood Brown next to him.
I like that pick.
And so I'll take Worthy in the fifth round. After Worthy, Waddle, Travis Hunter, and Judy go next. I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of the Browns camp highlights, but I'm seeing a few things. One, I'm seeing a lot of Deontay Johnson. And we haven't talked about him hardly ever.
No, we have not.
But I am seeing play after play, not just with the backups like Dylan Gabriel and him have a connection, but even with Joe Flacco, like finding Deontay Johnson out there. When you think about what they have at wide receiver, I think it's like Joe Flacco is such a productive for fantasy quarterback that if he's the guy, all of a sudden you line up, Judy and Tillman and Deontay and Njoku, and you're like, maybe this offense could get some stuff done.
I am into it.
And no Judkins and then a hurt Jerome Ford. Maybe the passing game is what starts this season for Cleveland. Even though that schedule is brutal, maybe we get a lot of fantasy goodness.
If you haven't checked it out, please check out. We have a once a week dynasty podcast. It's where we're we exclusively talk about dynasty there. We were talking about the Cleveland Browns, and Kyle's on that show, and he was talking about his position on the Browns is he wants to be hands off. You're like, that seems like a totally fair, logical thing. They were horrifically bad last year, but then I had to remind him, like, under Stefanski, this more often than not, they've been a top half type of an offense. Like 2 years ago with Joe Flacco, it was a top 10 scoring team. And so it's, while last year was so horrifically bad for everything in the Cleveland Browns, it has been better with this coaching staff.
There are players that their ADP is depressed because of the teams. And so that's one that, look, if Flacco's the starter, just maybe soak it up while you can. I'm back on the clock. I think, where did we get to? We got to Judy, and then Montgomery finished out the 5th round with Zay Flowers. Diggs at 601. I like that pick, Brooksy. Travion Henderson, R.J. Harvey, Olave, Ridley, and I am going with Roma Dunze. Taking Roma Dunze at the 606. Almost took him at the 507, took Worthy instead. Thrilled to have him come all the way back around when 7 wideouts went off the board between Worthy and Odunze. So
he was in my queue as well for a long time.
So I'm happy there. I feel like there's kind of a tier break happening at wide receiver right now.
There definitely is.
And so, Mike, you are back on the clock. Luckily, you've got a trifecta of very good wide receivers already. Took Burrow in the last round. What are you thinking?
So I agree that there is a what feels like a pretty large tier break. Look, Rashee Rice is there, but we don't know. Jordan Addison, I get same situation of we haven't heard anything about his legal troubles, have we? Did I miss something?
Well, his situation was basically that we don't know the official suspension.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
After the
we expect
the wet reckless
2 to 3 games is the expectation. Yeah.
Yeah. So that should be coming down, and then it's like Godwin, who maybe he's hurt. Jacoby Myers is a fantasy vegetable. He'll be decent, but it is a tier break. Then looking at the running backs, who I'm particularly interested in here, because I think that they both should catch a decent amount of passes. You have Pacheco, and then you have DeAndre Swift. Neither of them I'm super confident in. With Pacheco, the return from the injury was rough. He was looking like the featured guy, and then does Ben Johnson actually like DeAndre Swift?
Nobody does.
Like with their actions, they kind of said they did, and so I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna let the Ben Johnson offense get DeAndre Swift some targets. You were that really?
Oh my gosh, I was so excited
over
when
Pacheco.
you started saying you were between Pacheco and DeAndre Swift. I was like,
you were all lined
got
up.
my man, baby.
Oh, when I saw Caleb Johnson down there in ADP, I knew Jason would not let the George Pickens thing happen again.
No way.
So Swift to Mike, Caleb Johnson to Jason as a third running back in the 6th round. Laporta off the board. That would have been a strong thought, I think.
Yeah,
for me in the 7th. I was curious the gap between Kittle and the next tier of tight ends, which is like Hawkinson and Kelsey and Laporta. Maybe Mark Andrews is entering that category. I hate to admit it, but look, it's what it is, right? You want the best player available. Pacheco does go off the board.
Oh, bets.
And then Jaden Reed off the board at 6'11" to the Packer fan.
Betts takes the Rashee Rice, Jordan Addison combo.
What are you doing, Betts?
Week 1's going to be real. I hope I'm playing against Betts week 1. He's starting slow, but
Rashee Rice, Jordan Addison.
The truth is,
he's a character guy.
The truth. Oh, you pulling a Cleveland Browns. The truth is,
Bonzi Wells available.
If he can survive that, I mean, look, you need your players especially at the end when you're trying to win a championship. Yeah, we all want to get off to a hot start, but those are two really good players that when you need them the most, they're probably going to be producing.
The problem is you got to start 3 wide receivers and 1 flex.
Oh, for sure.
And those aren't 1 week suspensions. So I just look forward to the nuggets he finds late in the draft. Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones off the board. Bo Nix, quarterback of choice ahead of Jason here, who took Mixon and Caleb Johnson the last 2 rounds, has Higgins and Evans at wideout right now with Hurts as his quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there is a word called desperate. I mean, a desperate need for wide receivers. That is clearly the starting 3 wide receivers right now. I've got T. Higgins, Mike Evans. Love the rest of my roster, but I'm going to start filling out wide receivers.
Is that the category? Is that the tier in our UDK where Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel come into play?
That's very desperate.
Okay.
I'm desperate excited.
Okay.
I'm like still hopeful, and I'm looking for guys that I think could develop into, next year you're talking about a more of a top pick, someone that is yet to ascend and going to maybe a first-round draft pick last year who has
set the table.
a really nice
Keep talking.
offense, expected to score the 3rd most points in the NFL, but no one to throw the ball to. I will take Ricky Pearsall.
Oh,
Okay.
He's the highest in my personal PPR rankings of everybody
Personal
left.
PPR rankings?
The PPPR rankings. So yeah,
PPPR.
I'm not going by ADP here. I'm going by
The
where
first
I
P
think
is
he's
silent.
going to, where he's going to finish.
All right, Mike, you are back on the clock. 7th round here. DeAndre Swift was the last selection. Congrats on that. You're pretty balanced.
I am, and I am. I was between 2 players in my head, just looking at the ADP. Lo and behold, I look at my PPR rankings, and they are back to back.
Your personal or the
Yes, my
okay.
PPR. These are my public personal.
Oh, that's right.
So this is my PPR. Am I
No,
doing
no,
this right?
the 4.
Too many P's?
I don't know, man.
It's PPPR.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously.
2
So,
PPs.
and those 2 guys for me.
Yes. Yes. This is a family show.
What is happening here?
Move on.
The Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings thing it's tough for me because I can see the
Floor
first
is higher with Jennings.
I can see the first rounder being the guy who takes over, but I think that Juwan Jennings is still the pick between the 2 of them. So it's Jennings, and then the other player is Josh Downs,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
I'm not going to mess around with
Yeah,
Josh Downs.
he's next up in my queue.
I was like, I don't know how the rest of the draft feels about Jennings. I know that Andy's not going to take him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and you would take Josh Downs. So,
He was the next up in my queue if I'm taking wide receiver.
and following along, I don't know, have you guys been following it? Just the word out of Indianapolis recently has been far more positive on Anthony Richardson, saying like he looks like he's turned at least a corner. He's got a lot more to go, but the fact that they're talking about he is at least keeping up with Daniel Jones, if not playing slightly better, that would be Richardson. I mean, that would be incredible for the Colts if it actually worked out after this amount of time. But either way, no matter who the quarterback is, Josh Downs is still a great
It's interesting
pick.
the idea of turning a corner,
Yeah.
not the corner.
Yeah.
Like he's got so many corners to turn.
Well, it's a windy road to be a franchise
3
quarterback.
turns to get back on the right direction or
That's
something?
right. 3. It's got to be like a full U-turn.
How many corners has he turned? We don't know. I mean, the fact that beating Daniel Jones is a headline, that's its own thing.
First corner's easy.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's worth noting because there are players, and they're not fun to admit, but if they start, they're just relevant. And Anthony Richardson, unfortunately,
Oh, he would
he
absolutely.
can be that. So my question here at this point in the draft, I'm sitting here, 7th round. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on Chris Godwin. I know that the vibes around Godwin are not positive right now, but in the 7th round, not having to be a starter, I'm okay taking the shot there. Jacoby Myers goes next. Juwan Jennings after that. And Golden goes at 7-10. Shot at a rookie, Hawkinson and Kelsey at the end of the round. Both of those were in consideration for me, and I did not pull the trigger at tight end.
Yeah, I punted for Downs.
Kind of regret that a little bit, I think. But you took Josh Downs. Jason went Pearsall. I went Godwin in the 7th round. We'll take a break ahead of this next pick and come back and finish out this mock. Interesting. All right. Mark Andrews off the board just ahead of me. Emeka Egbuka off the board at 804. That one is the interesting heartbreak to me. I took Godwin, and I thought Egbuka would slip, and maybe I could grab a pair of those guys and just...
There's no way Egbuka's getting past Kyle.
And he didn't. Yeah, and I think Godwin and Egbuka, I don't know who I'd rather have. I think I'd rather have Egbuka, so I kind of regret that.
That one is a really tough call.
So I'm back on the clock here. The running back situation, I'm looking. I have Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry and nobody else. Jason has 2 or
I've got
3.
three.
Mike has 2 running backs right now. But the names out there, man, they're rough. It's rough at running back. Tyrone Tracy, is he a starter? Cam Scatterbo making camp highlights. Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson situation. Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby situation. Najee, is he coming back? Judkins, does he play for the Browns? Javonte Williams, I'd rather be dead than put him on my team.
It would feel bad.
It's not great. But I'm gonna, because of the 3 wide receiver situation with a flex, I think I'm just gonna keep hammering wideouts and adding them to my team. So I'm going to take a player that I think people think is going to be irrelevant, but I don't think he will be. Deebo Samuel. It's been very, very positive camp reports.
Got a little mini stack there.
So I'll go Deebo as an option. Yeah, I got Jaden Daniels on the team already. Mike, it's back to you.
So I have 4 wide receivers. I mean, that's not enough considering it's 3 wide and a flex. You prefer to have some more guys on the bench. But I'm going to take a look over at the running back position and just trying to gauge who could actually take a leap and may not make it back to me. I don't know what these animals would do on this turn because you guys are doing wild stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and
I know the pick. Can I say the pick?
You can
Does
get
does his name begin with a J?
No.
Okay. All right.
No, it
Totally wasn't my guess. Just
are you,
Who you taking?
going to
Who you
the
taking?
mall? I'm going to go with Camp Scatterbo.
okay.
I wasn't going to take him, but I wanted him on my roster.
There's a little bit
How
of that
else
too.
do you get him on your roster though, Jay?
Well, you sometimes Scatterbo is a really tough draft pick because sometimes you have to
I
force
wasn't going
the
to take
issue.
him, but I wanted him on my
Well,
roster.
it's like you have to
I wasn't
force
going to
the
take him with
issue.
this pick.
I see.
You got to force the issue with him. You got to make a projection. The NFL, with their draft capital, said he was not a priority, but everything on tape of watching him play, he is a man, and he has a 3-down skill set, and I think he will overtake Tracy. It's just how much does he keep Tracy off the field?
So I'm on the clock. I wouldn't have gone that direction. I'm still wanting, since I've got 3 running backs and 3 wide receivers, and we start 3 wide receivers, I want more. I'm going to shotgun the wide receiver position. I could take someone like Cooper Kupp, who is the next highest in my personal PPR rankings. However, I'm going to still shoot for the moon here. I'm going to take a rookie just like you did, Mike.
Right.
Really like Jaden Higgins, the wide
Yeah.
receiver, 2nd-round draft pick that's inheriting a very wide-open receiver court. You got Nico Collins, and they're needing a 2. So this year, rookie season, Jaden Higgins could be the number 2 for C.J. Stroud. We've seen a lot of fantasy value there. So I'll pull the trigger there.
All right. After Higgins goes Trey Harris, a fan favorite of Jason.
I would have taken him on the way back.
Number 1 on Jason's personal PPR, Trey Harris
In his
only
heart.
rankings. Cooper Kupp goes next at 8-10. Nobody ever wants to draft Cooper Kupp, but he could matter. And Jalen Warren and Jordan Mason. That's the name I thought you were going to take.
Mason,
Jordan Mason.
Yeah,
Over Scatterbo. That's what I thought you were going to go with.
because it being PPR, was going to go with the upside of Scatterbo, who actually has that in his profile.
So Mason goes next at the 8-9 turn. Darnell Mooney, who's dealing with an injury but should be available for the regular season, finally goes off the board. Interesting, this is the first mock of the offseason where Tracy goes behind Scatterbo, I believe. But Tyrone Tracy goes at 9:02. Keon Coleman, a shot on some upside there by Papa Josh. And then Travis Etienne off the board at the 9:04. Jason, you're back on the clock. 9th round. I believe all 3 of us still need a tight end over the next 4 rounds.
Well, I am taking mine here. I was looking at that the last round, but 3/4 of the players on the turn away from me already had their tight end, so I figured I could wait. I don't know if I'll take your guy because I know you like the PPR value of Evan Ingram. I'm not as high into that. I'm going to take David Njoku.
That's who I would have taken.
Is Njoku?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then you won't because I'm taking him.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, you're on the clock. Njoku to Jason. Are you looking tight end still, or are you moving elsewhere?
Yeah, now I got to reevaluate a little bit here. So, Andy, your team needs one, and
One other
BK's
team. Yeah, one more team.
So, 4 potential spots for someone to take a tight end. Let me just give a gander here. At the ADP, you're talking Jonnu, Evan Ingram, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland. I think I'm going to punt it. I think I'm going to let you two take whoever it is that you want to go. So I'm looking at the wide receiver position. Man, whew, this thing thinned out, guys. Goodness.
I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Oh, that is rough.
It's one of the
Brandon Ayuk's
reasons why
available.
just piling up wideouts early, it's like it can feel, like you're passing on value elsewhere, but it's a tough spot to be late in the draft, filling out a team that needs maybe 4 to start every week.
Yeah, and I feel good with my core 4. So let's take a potential PPR rookie. I'm going to take Luther Burden, second-round pick from the Chicago Bears. It's been a slower start because of injury and Ben Johnson just getting mad at him. But a world exists where Burden is, like, to me, anyways, I don't know where you guys are. A world exists where Burden is the second most important fantasy wide receiver on the team.
That world does not exist for me.
That's what I was saying. I'm just for me personally.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dobbins in this round. J.K. Dobbins, I've been kind of eyeballing him for a couple of rounds, seeing if he'll sneak through. 9th-round pick.
That's a great value.
My 3rd running back. Pittman off the board next. Javonte.
Where did R.J. Harvey go? In the 6th round.
Yeah.
And, R.J. Harvey's got the juice. He's the more exciting player. I would want him on my roster more than Dobbins, but a 3-round opposite value where I presume J.K. Dobbins is going to get more work. Certainly to start the season feels good value.
I think so. I think it'll work out. Pittman, Javonte, Stevenson, Tillman, Mayfield rounding out the 9th round. Jerome Ford at 10:01. That's a good pick. Christian Kirk, Rashad White, and then Tank Bigsby. I love that pick, Kyle. Kyle's made a few really, Chris Olave, he's kind of condemned to draft Chris Olave in all drafts.
My Tank Bigsby ranking is borderline embarrassing.
Too high?
Hot and bothered?
Yeah. Just the more and more.
He's your running back 4, isn't he?
No.
Okay.
No, but
Well,
I can go
you
look.
just hear camp reports that ping pong between them. It's just like
But it's the ping pong in between. It's
like Etienne had a good day and he got all the work.
I think Tank Bigsby is the better runner, and I know that Etienne's slotted to be the reception guy. Like, you're telling me that on 1st and 2nd down when they're running pass plays, there won't be checkdowns to Tank Bigsby? I know.
Well, he'll try to catch them, but they bounce off his hands to the opponent.
I know he is inefficient, especially with the catch percentage is not the same. But if I recall off the top of my head, his yards per catch, exact same as Rashad White, who that was the former running back with Liam Cohen, who still got a bunch of receptions after Bucky took over.
I'm not counting on any receiving work from. I mean, what did he have last year?
Tank Bigsby?
Tank
I think
Bigsby
he
had
4
6 catches.
Yeah, 6. Okay, there it is.
Yes,
How many went to the other
So
team?
he will not catch the ball. He's not getting check downs. He's not going to catch it.
That's locked in. Everybody believes that is 100% guaranteed. I'm saying just leave a glimmer of hope of that may not be how it is.
I think the reason
he caught 30 passes his final year in college.
The difference is just like Rashad White, very inefficient with what he catches, but very good at catching the ball.
Yes.
That's the issue. You even watch these camp drills this year, and Tank just looks so explosive, good. But
there's no need to use him in the
he's
passing
got
game. You've got
such a-
2 guys that can do it.
yeah,
behind
such a
him.
hitch in his giddy up when he goes to catch. It's in his head now.
So I took Dobbins in the
It
9th.
could be. It
By
could
the
be all
way, I
mental.
took Dobbins in the 9th over Evan Ingram, and nobody took Evan Ingram for the entirety of the rest of the 9th and 10th. So
yeah,
I'm
the other
taking
team passed.
a full PPR. I love Evan Ingram in a full PPR. I'm taking him here.
All right. So, playing the game, let's see. There's one team now going the other direction that needs a tight end.
Do you like more than one tight end?
That's what I was going to go just double check my ranks of. I think there's 2 tight ends that I am perfectly happy starting there's actually 3 guys who I would be okay starting the year.
And why is his name Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts is, in fact, not one of them. I'm going to take another rookie just for some upside. We're living that life, guys.
Jack Bech.
We're taking Jack Besh.
The best
Once-
a man can
Well, they
get.
said once the pads came on, the dog was back.
Oh, Rashad Bateman, though. So disrespected. Jack Bech drafted over Rashad Bateman.
Yeah.
Forever and always disrespected. Jason, you taking Bateman?
I'm not going to take Bateman. I'm going to take a guy who is not under contract. We have no idea if he's going to play, when he's going to play, but we know he's a good player, high draft capital. Before the off-the-field issues, this is a guy who
we
would
know
have gone
that dude's sitting on your bench for 6 games
4
minimum.
or 5 rounds ago, but I'm going to take Quinshon Judkins here.
Yeah, that's the challenge for those out there with Judkins is IR eligibility won't be there.
Yeah, 10th round is where I'll start just taking more risky options with high upside.
Betts, who took Rice and Addison earlier, looking at, I think, Ruggs and Watson for this.
Oh, my
no, he
God.
didn't. He did
My
not go.
gosh.
He did not go there. Judkins off the board to Jason, Charbonnet, Warren, Dak, Kyle Williams, not Kyron, Kyle Williams off the board. Mahomes, getting Mahomes with the second to last round pick that's funny. That's funny.
Wild.
I would feel good about it, even if what I get on the field wasn't great. And Kyler, same thing. 2 picks later, Kyler and Mahomes with the last round. Like, if I could go back in time and trade in Jaden Daniels for, upper echelon talent in the 4th round and come away with Kyler in the 11th, I might have done that. Jonnu Smith off the board as well. Jason, second to last pick. You're up.
All right. I'm still looking at the wide receiver position, which, as Mike alluded to earlier, is gross.
Mm-hmm.
There's, it's really, really picked over. I'm going to take someone. It's very surprising. It's a full PPR. At the end of last season, he was shockingly good. You're talking 13.5 fantasy points per game, a top 15 wide receiver. And he's the type of player that can get off to a hot start. And that is Adam Thielen.
Oh. Oh, yes.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
I'm not taking Adam Thielen.
Oh.
Is that because was he already drafted?
No, he's there, but there's a different player right next to him who is I thought this guy was drafted already. In a full
anyone who's next to Adam Thielen is going to look a lot better.
Dude, Adam Thielen was better than you think. I worry a little bit
but
about
I'm
the
saying, looking at drafting Adam Thielen, and there's a name next to you, be like, phew, that person should be
wait
moved up.
Wait till I say it,
Let's go.
and then tell me if you still agree with what you thought.
Okay.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
In a PPR? Absolutely.
Exactly. In a full PPR.
Disgusting.
I mean, he'll get so many catches at the line of scrimmage for no yards, and that's a point.
All right, Mike, you're on the clock. Still need a tight end over these last 2 picks. Wan'Dale was the pick for Jason. We're wrapping up the full PPR 3 wide receiver mock.
Yep. So it's pretty easy for me. Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, Tucker Kraft were the 3 tight ends who I was perfectly okay going with.
Warren's gone.
Warren is now gone. I have Kraft a little bit ahead of Loveland, but Colston Loveland might be a boat, guys. He's the number 10 overall pick. We're going to go with it.
I'm taking Demario Douglas, who's been
that's a
the
great
number
pick.
1 target for Drake May in camp so far. Also, slot wide receivers do really well for Josh McDaniels. Douglas is just highlight after highlight. So I'm going to Demario Douglas. Najee off the board next. I did have my eye on him. Fields, Jalen McMillan, Eckler, and Chubb round out the 11th round. 1 round left. I'm looking at your guys' teams. Jason right now sitting 5 wide. Mike has 6. I think I have 6 wide receivers. Just curious how that broke down. Ayuk finally goes off the board right before me here in the 12th. I'm going to use my very last pick, guys, on Keenan Allen. I'm going to take Keenan Allen.
Hey,
I like it.
Why
with
not?
the final pick of a full PPR. Who loves PPR more than Keenan Allen? He just doesn't want to do the camp part of the equation this year.
I don't
But he'll
blame
probably
him.
land on a team that needs him. So I'll go with Keenan for my final pick.
All right, and I want to get, let me see, my wide receivers, I got 4 that I really like, 2 rookies. I think that's an okay place to be for now. So I'm going to take a running back, and just in case Jerome Ford is not it for the Cleveland Browns, I will take their rookie, Dylan Sampson.
Did you see what the coach said about him?
I hope it's good.
It wasn't.
Oh, no, undo the pick.
The pads came on, and he got tackled by he got like hit by the defender, and he went flying like a little baby boy.
His size is
and then the coach was like, dude's got to get his shoulders lower. He's like, it was brutal. And the hit is hysterical.
Like I said, I took Adam Thielen.
I took Adam Thielen.
Oh, you just took him?
Yeah. I think I could have got him a couple rounds later, but this is the last round.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I don't share the same optimism for that depth chart. I think they got – I mean, I know Tet's better than he is. I think Coker might be better than he is at this point. Renfro, Leggett. I just don't know if there's room for him anymore.
Lame today.
I did see that hamstring. By the way, the 49ers currently working out free agent running back, Jeff Wilson.
Oh, that's
a return.
That's because Shanahan
a
loves
return
Jeff.
to San Francisco, maybe on the books.
Man, if you got Grendo on your dynasty team, you should be terrified right now.
Braylon Allen ends up Mr. Irrelevant, the 22-year-old running back for
that one. Did you guys
New
see
York?
There was a recent blurb. Look, we are in blurb season, but this talking about the Jets' backfield of saying it
way more even split.
It might be more 1A, 1B, and not because of a knock on Breece Hall, but a improvement from Braylon Allen.
Well, it is also
who is a hulk of a man. If you do not remember,
obvious that Breece Hall's not part of the future plans for the Jets. He will not be getting a contract from them. He knows it. He's come out and talked about it.
He said, "I'm not their guy."
Yes. He said that, like, it was one of the first times that refrain we've brought up where, like, hey, the GM and head coach, they didn't draft me. He just said it out loud.
Yeah.
And if you're not – look, the Jets, what is their win total projection? Kyle, do you remember it?
It was
5.5.
5.5, okay? At what point does the 5.5 win total Jets think about, are they at the stage – I think they hope they are, and they have got the guy from the same team that did it, where the Lions – we're building a culture and a group of guys that were their guys, and they started with almost a winless season. Remember, they won in week 10 under Dan Campbell. How soon do you start to give more and more work to the guy that's going to be there?
Yeah.
Like Braylon Allen's 22. Breece Hall's out the door. So that's the concern with Breece. It's not that he can't get it done or get another contract. It's that you're not the guy, and if you're not on the way to the playoffs, why do you play that guy?
It's really rare and ironic, but like I feel like Breece is better in Dynasty than he is in redraft. And that's just weird for a veteran running back. You know what I mean? Usually it's like, oh, no, I need my points now when you're getting close to the second contract.
Yeah.
But I think his next contract, he'll be set up better than this current season.
It could be. At least you've got like some trust from somebody. He'll still have to deliver. But my team ended up Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, and J.K. Dobbins, the only running backs I got on this team. That is
It is
a little bit.
What could go wrong?
Of the thick and thin. He is in the thin.
It is. I don't know if I am if anybody else only has 3 running backs. That's where I'm at right now. Jaden Daniels, my quarterback. Evan Ingram.
Well, I got Dylan Sampson as my 4th, but I don't.
So you have 3 running backs.
I guess I don't.
Yeah, I've got Quinshon Judkins as my 4th, so I'm good.
Evan Ingram's my tight end, and then my wideout group: Amon-Ra, Worthy, Odunze, Godwin, Debo, Douglas, and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I've got my running back core: Bijan Robinson, Joe Mixon, Caleb Johnson, and Quinshon Judkins. Wide receivers are T. Higgins, Mike Evans, Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Higgins, Wan'Dale Robinson, and old man Adam Thielen.
Yes.
I got
and then I've also got Jalen Hurts and David Njoku.
I got Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre Swift, Cam Scatterbu, Dylan Sampson are my running backs. My wide out core got Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Terry McLaurin, Josh Downs, Luther Burden, and Jack Besh. And then I have Joe Burrow as my quarterback and the rookie Colston Loveland as my tight end.
All right, and it looks like we'll be sending any of our legal counsel on retainer over to Betsy so that he can manage his roster for the upcoming season.
Before we close it out, this is just too good to share. I don't know if you guys saw this come through the Camp Highlights channel. Betts just shared it with us. We talk formations a lot. You're like, Jaden Reed, he only gets on the field in 11 personnel because it's 1 tight end, 1 running back, and 3 wide out. Apparently, Arthur Smith and the Pittsburgh Steelers ran out a formation of 04 in 04 personnel, no backs, 4 tight ends.
So I have
4? Never heard of
so
this.
4.
No,
so it's Jonnu, it's Pat Freiermuth, it's Darrell Washington, and somebody else?
Yes.
Why not?
I think they're
Jonnu was in the backfield.
They're going to run the ball.
Okay, yeah.
That's my guess.
I was going to say, does Metcalf count as a tight end? Is that why that's 04?
That is so wild. I love it.
I'm going to be honest. I think Metcalf can have a tremendous season, but there is plenty of fear in the back of my mind
Yeah.
that the wheels come flying off of this team and Tomlin's gone. And I mean, it probably won't happen. But
Connor
all
Hayward.
good things even come to an end, right? I mean, it does happen at some point in time. All right, that'll wrap it up. Let us know what you think about the drafts. If you're on YouTube in the comments, feel free to share how dumb we are. And look, it's fun to test out that's what mock drafts are about. It's about testing out new strategies, seeing where players are starting to land in this time of the offseason with training camp and hype and getting sniped by all of your employees. This is the time for that. Tomorrow, another episode of the show. We've got our top 10 tight end rankings episode, and then we're on to Monday through Friday episodes here on out. So thank you so much for listening. Shout out to the Foot Clan for supporting us at jointhefoot.com. It's very exciting to get to go into yet another fantasy football season with you guys. And so shout out to the Deucers over there in Deucers Alley for taking care of things today. We'll be back with a brand new episode tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.
Football tonight.
Whee!
Thank you for listening.
Trey Harris time.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.